next wine, for example, has extremely high alcohols. But the next wine, for example, is these are the same wines. It's the same grape from the same vineyard, just from 2 different years.
Exactly.
Yeah, in left hand it's Yantar from 2016, and the another one right hand is the Yantar from 2017.
Exactly.
So, and the processes in the vineyard and processes in the cellar are completely the same, exactly the same. The same days of maceration, the structure of the natural yeast was completely different, of course, because every single year is bringing different structure in the yeast. But what's happened in 2017 is that actually somewhere 2 weeks before the perfect harvesting date, we got some very, very hot wind coming from Sahara, and this took a couple of days. So during this week, we had temperatures which were more than 42, 43, even 45 or 6 degrees. And that situation was lasting for a week. So the grapevine was really, really suffering due to such a high temperature. And having in mind that in July and August, we had a really, really modest quantity of the rain, it was very, very dry year. The grapevine was self-protective, and it started to withdraw the juice from the clusters in order to survive. And during just that 1 week, we lost somewhere around 15% of the total grape juice, but we got the higher concentration, we got the higher extracts, we got also the higher tannic structure, and finally we got the opportunity to have completely different color which is much more closer to the Pinot Noir, I would say, than to usual even macerated Pinot Grigio.
Exactly, because if you are just listening to this episode, these wines are like the Jantar or Yantar 2017 is like almost purplish a little bit, or just like you said, maybe almost like an older Pinot Noir maybe. And the other one is like a, I would say a classical, more like amber color, like a hazelnut or walnut maybe. And that's, I already said that the 16 had 14.4% alcohol and the 17 15.5. And actually the 16 had this sherry-like character, so it's almost like a manzanilla almost. And the other one is more like an oloroso, so that's like also aromatically, this is how I would maybe compare it to. So the other one, it has like the 17 had such a cinnamony finish. I couldn't find a more perfect descriptor for this, but it's even more spicy in the nose, but it has more like a juniper like character, so it's more like a darker fruit or berry profile almost. So I would say it's even more maybe like this dried bay leaf kind of character, more like licorice maybe on the nose, maybe some thyme also, or already in the nose it was more flowery, maybe the 17, like this dried lavender aromas maybe come along. But it's also lots of depth in this wine as well, with this kind of intense aromatic complexity. So it's such a, you have to sit down for this wine and just really listen to it. And this is really a wine ghost that it requires attention, really, because it has such a complex story, so to say, that this is where a sommelier have to learn the descriptors, I think. Or if you don't five or six descriptors for this wine, you are I think you are maybe incompetent.
So we can put it in the exams, yeah.
True, for sure.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. To be honest, I was a little bit afraid, when I tasted first time, and now we are just following the situation and watching what's happening with the wine. Why I was afraid? I was afraid that the market would not understand the wine, but actually it's completely different. It brings completely new ideas what Pinot Grigio can give, and I think that it's, on the end of the day, it's good. Maybe it will go a little bit slower, but as soon as people try this wine, it's not the wine for the first impression, I would say, sometimes you need a little bit more time to understand this wine. It's different, definitely, and interesting is that this type of the wine from the same vineyard we are not getting so often. So in the last 10 years, just twice we had situation that we are able to produce this type of the wines. It was 2015 and 2017. Other wines coming from this vineyard are more on the track of the 2016, so more clear amber wines where you more or less understand what's happened. But sometimes when these type of the years are happening with this type of the extreme conditions are happening, you are just blessed that you can make something different and you can experiment a lot with it and learn on the end of the day. Learn a lot, because what is the conclusion of every year in the vineyard we are spending is that actually from every year, if you are patiently following what's happening in the nature, what's happening in the vineyard, you can learn a lot of new things, so this is the beauty of the job, and I think that this is one of the most important beauties and the main reason why I decided to do this, what I'm currently doing.
Can you recommend us some Serbian food with these videos?